Poppin' GreenTeamers, we're back at it again.
What's going on, guys?
We got Hugo to the far corner. We got man Ernie in the middle.
What's up? What's up?
Today's podcast, we're going to talk about the past couple of games, the past couple Celtics games. Not too impressed, I'm going to be honest. I'm not liking what I'm seeing, but again, it's still early. We got a new coach, still have a young squad. We got both J and J trying to figure shit out, trying to figure out the whole leadership thing. We got a mix of young stars and older vets. So, like I said, I ain't too impressed so far, but it's still early in the season. Still got a ways to go. So we're gonna recap the last couple of games, as well as give you a insight on what's ahead and the games that are coming soon.
Coming up from filming from today until next Thursday. We'll take a look at every game we'll be playing.
Right, so the upcoming games, and we're also gonna talk about the strain of the day. We have 2 strains that we're gonna review. So sit back, relax, roll yourself a blunt, because we're about to roll ourselves a couple, and get ready for the GreenTeamers podcast.
Let's do it.
And we're back, and now we're gonna talk about the Celtics and last week's games and the upcoming games and yesterday's game against the Washington Wizards.
You're a wizard, Harry.
That's the only reason I know the Washington is because of John Wall.
Wall's gone. Wall's in Houston.
What's his face is there? Chris Paul.
Where?
Is he gone too? Washington.
When was the last time you watched that? No, Chris Paul's on the Phoenix Suns. Paul's on the Suns. John Wall's on the Houston Rockets. John Wall might get bought up and traded to another squad. That's why they're not playing him this season. So that's
lots has happened since I heard about John Wall.
Yeah.
So back to Celtics talk. We took 2 major L's in the first 2 games. The most embarrassing one being to Toronto at home, which was unacceptable. But after that, it seems we got into our heads and we managed to win. We won against Houston and we won against Charlotte, which was good games. I liked how we played. But then we lost again.
Yeah, now we're sitting 2-3. The first 2 games, offensively, I like what I was seeing. Problem is, defensively, we just can't seem to stop anybody or stop players when you need a stop and a score. We'll get one, but we won't get them both. Like we'll get the bucket, but we won't get the stop on the other end. That's our problem.
We got a lot of turnovers too.
Crazy amount of turnovers. Jaylen Brown had a lot. Jaylen Brown has been getting way too many turnovers for my liking, but at the same time, his ball handling skills have gotten so much better. Where I'm sort of like, at the moment, I'm okay with it. He just needs to sort of cut that down drastically. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll get a stop. We'll get a bucket on one end, but we won't get a stop on the next end, which is crazy. And we've been giving up a shit ton of points.
We'll go down by like 10 and then find a way to come back, but then still lose.
Right. And not only are we getting down by a lot of points, we're giving up a lot of points. There's no way we're going to win a fair amount of games this season giving up 125, 130 points per game. That's
can be going into OT every other game.
OT as well. Then you're going to... Al Horford ain't going to be playing these games.
Right.
Sure. That shit ain't going to work.
If you ask me, just looking back on the whole week, the home opener was a disgrace, was embarrassing. If you went to the game, I feel bad for you because I felt just as bad watching it on TV.
They're getting booed, right?
Yeah, by the end of the game, they did get booed. I'm pretty sure they got booed walking back into the locker room.
That's fun.
That's nice.
Fortunately, we bounced back, got that first win for Ime on Sunday against the Raptors. No, it wasn't the Raptors, was it? On Sunday.
It was the Rockets.
The Rockets. That was great to see. It was definitely a great team win. Everybody contributed. The Hornets game was what impressed me the most. I thought the Hornets were coming in 3-0. Definitely an exciting team, and definitely a team that was gonna give us a run for our money. So the fact that we went into overtime and still came out with a win, I think that showed great team resilience and stepping up when we need to, and everybody playing the way they should.
Charlotte's a fun team to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, young and exciting. So
absolutely,
definitely a team to look out for. After them, I think we took on the Wizards last night.
It was the Wizards.
The Wizards last night, and to be honest, we just never got over that last hill. I think, like you were saying, we go down by 10, we creep up, maybe go down by 2 or 3, take the lead by 2 or 3, but we never actually create that distance between us and the other team and actually taking the lead.
Nope.
Exactly. We can't hold a lead.
And it's hard for us to close too, if that makes any sense.
No,
like our team's like LeBron in the fourth quarter right now.
Like we have a hard time closing out games.
No, for sure. I definitely know what you mean, and I think it brings me back to that point that I made last week. It's just deja vu of certain moments from last season.
Yep.
Where, like I said, we cannot just get over that last hump.
You're right.
With that being said, though, I don't know how you guys feel, but I definitely got to give praise to certain people on our team. I feel a lot of the bench guys have been stepping up, really showing that they've worked in the off season and got better. Grant Williams, as you guys know, I'm a Grant Williams hater, and I'm not going to jump on the Grant Williams bandwagon just yet.
Nope, not yet.
Because I'm not like that. I stick to my word. I was hating on Grant Williams, and I'm going to stick to that. But I will say, Grant has been impressing me. He didn't play too well against New York, but he's hitting his shots. He's playing good D. And like I said, just stepping up the way I think guys in the NBA who are coming off the bench should.
The other Williams, Robert Williams, he's been doing his thing. He's that center we pretty much needed the last couple of years.
For sure.
So whether he plays a backup role or a starting role to Al Horford, at the moment, I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. Because if he keeps on giving us what he's been producing, I'm talking double-digit rebounds, giving you 10, 12 points a game, like we said earlier this season, if he just ups that points per game to like 10, 12 points and 10 rebounds a game, on top of the block shots that he already has been getting, we're sitting pretty in the center position. Yeah,
so Robert Williams has definitely stepped up. That contract is definitely looking a lot.
Yep. Worth it, yeah, a lot more worth it now. I will say one thing that surprised me, and it's something that I want to touch on with Marvin, is just the lineup of Al Horford and Robert Williams playing together. It actually surprised me how many offensive rebounds Washington got. I thought last season. Yeah, right?
I thought last season our problem was giving up too many offensive rebounds, which is why I said our best lineup was Al at center, Robert Williams at the 4, and then Tatum, Jalen, and
taking care of the rest.
And I want Dennis Schroeder starting, but it's Marcus Smart. I thought that was our most effective lineup, but as you can tell yesterday, we're still giving up a huge amount of offensive rebounds with both Al Horford and Robert Williams on the floor. So that's got to say something as far as effort, consistency, and just how bad you actually want it.
We're not keeping it consistent. That's the problem.
Right.
Consistency, I agree with that. You mentioned a quick point about Dennis Schroeder and Marcus Smart. I've been saying since the season started.
That was actually what I wanted to bring up.
Start Schroeder. Either put Smart as the 2 or the 6 man. The way it's looking, no bullshit. Midway through the season, don't be shocked if you hear a trade for Marcus Smart. If Schroeder keeps producing the way he is.
Schroeder is producing exactly what Marcus Smart should be producing. Like Dennis Schroeder literally took his role. Yeah. You know what I mean? Marcus Smart at 19 mil should be our third leading scorer, should be giving us 18, 19, 22 points a night.
A couple assists.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Dennis Schroeder is doing coming off the bench. So it's like...
For the money?
Right.
Now, Schroeder's playing for a contract, and he's sitting at 8 mil a year. You paid Marcus Smart 19 mil a year. If you sit there and have that conversation with Schroeder as an owner, and you tell him, yo, we just paid Marcus Smart 19. That can be your 19 if you just keep doing what you're doing and you choose to stay with us at the end of the season. If he chooses to do that, then I don't see the reason in keeping Marcus Smart. You can ship out Marcus Smart this season at the trade deadline. That 19 mil a year, a contending team would buy in for that, and a rebuilding team would buy in on Marcus Smart. So you can get a nice piece for him. Like you can trade a Marcus Smart and get a...
Who would you trade for?
I don't know who I would trade. I would trade for a.
How about what position would you trade for better?
Yeah, like what would you?
If we gave him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pursue for Marcus Smart.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I'd be pursuing either another big or another point guard.
To just ultimately replace him.
Right.
Gotcha.
I would either look for a pass first point guard or a point guard or an Isaiah Thomas type of point guard.
Like a first team.
Yeah, someone who can come off the bench as a six man and just get you buckets like a microwave, like heat up real quick like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm in favor of re-signing IT, play him off the bench because yes, defensively we have issues, but we have those moments where niggas just can't get a bucket.
Nah, I mean I completely agree with you, but IT is just not the answer. Point blank, no, not even having a discussion about it. IT is not the solution.
You don't want that nigga off the bench at all?
No, not at all. But before we get too far into that, I just want to bring up your point as far as
Marcus
Smart and you willing to trade him. I just don't think that would work out because at 19 mil, we have to trade for someone that's also making that much at least.
Yeah.
And if we do that, we now have to pay Dennis Schroeder, like you said, that 20 mil.
Yeah.
So now there's now 40 mil invested
into
two players, and we were also looking for our third superstar. So that 20 mil that we're giving Schroeder takes away from that third superstar, and that's why I agree with you. Like if that were the case, I would trade Marcus Smart away and keep Dennis Schroeder on his contract and at the same amount of money.
Right.
But we have to do it in a way where we don't bring any money back, and that's just so that we can still afford that third superstar. Yeah.
Well,
that's just the way I'm looking at it. I guess from a financial.
Do you still think a third superstar is going to come here?
Who's
Because
the
if you're
superstar?
Yeah, so that's the first question, and B, if you think that another superstar is coming here, then when? Because if it ain't this next coming off season, then we're sort of banking on what we got.
Yeah, which, to be honest, now that you say that, maybe we could run it with just our two superstars, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and then kind of run like a Golden State Warriors type thing, where
you could just make Dennis Schroeder the third guy.
That's what I mean. Like Draymond Green, I wouldn't say is a superstar,
but
he's good enough, and
you don't win those championships without Draymond.
Exactly. So maybe we don't necessarily need a third superstar. We just need someone
who can
glue.
Someone who can fill in the gaps. Someone who can just, when Tatum and Brown are sort of doing Tatum and Brown shit, you just sort of reel them in and be like, yo, guys.
Is this Steve?
Yeah,
Tatum and Brown. Yeah, because
Tatum and Brown shit.
So as a Celtics fan, you know what I mean. Like,
you saw it last night. Like Jaylen Brown just did not have a good game. He was trying to drive and just losing the ball every time. It looked like he had oil on his hands, like he was just butterfingers, man.
Shit.
And then Jason Tatum, we're down by 5 with just a couple seconds left, and your go-to
that
solution,
step back Kobe, like
your go-to solution is a step back contested 3.
He wants to be James Harden.
Drive the ball, take 2, maybe get the and 1. Even if you only shoot 2 free throws, at least we're only down by 3 at that point. You missed 2 free throws, like I get it happens, but when does it happen? Like at the end of the game?
That surprised me.
That's when you choose to miss? Yeah.
He missed 2 free throws in a row. He was in his head.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, bringing back my point from earlier about the bench guys, shout out Jabari Parker, man. When he comes off the bench, he is an electric plug, man. He plugs in for at least like a quick 6 to 8 points. Just if we're down by 10, he'll bring us back within 3 or 4, and I think he's doing a good job.
That's kind of funny because we released him and then brought him back.
I don't know if that was intentional or
that had to have been a contract thing.
Yeah,
that must have been they must have like renegotiated his contract or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably ain't 2 years anymore or something like that. But yeah, he has been that sort of spark plug off the bench. I'm still not a huge fan of Jabari Parker, but I do like what I've been seeing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why Al Horford didn't end up playing as much as he did in the 4th.
Yeah. Okay. So you're worried about like rotations? If
rotation is still an issue. Rotation is definitely still an issue. understanding their roles.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers still don't understand what their role is on the team. Like, yeah, you know J and J, they understand they're the stars of the team in terms of offense, being the leader, being the vocal one, this, that, and the third. But you don't see it on the court. You'll see it in smatters here and there, but overall, when the game starts getting tight, you don't see Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown really talking or communicating.
Like taking that leadership,
right,
like taking it on them.
Yeah, at least I don't see it on TV.
No, I agree with you, and I can. You agree as well?
I agree as well.
Yep. I don't know if maybe you've seen it in a couple games that you've watched, but Jason Tatum, like, he pleads to the ref every single time he goes to the basket, and he's more worried about getting the call than getting back on defense. I don't know if you saw that last night. He just stayed under the opposing basket, just complaining, and then you see him running up after they start running the play, and it's like, that's
that shit Ime Udoka's been trying to imprint into their heads. Stop bitching about every fucking call.
Which he said before the season started, but clearly he doesn't, like, it's not. If anything, I would have pulled Jason Tatum to the side and, literally yelled at him, because if I'm saying before the season starts, let me worry about that, and then you're worrying about that, like, clearly you're not listening to me.
No.
But yeah, that was a great point, Marvin. I agree. They're just not taking that leadership.
They're not taking that leadership. Nobody's really stepping up. And
we need someone to take that leadership.
You're going to see, as the season wanes on, you're going to see a lot of, you might see a lot of turmoil. Like a lot of sort of
personalities finally coming out.
Sort of clashing and shit.
Okay.
You might see that this season.
Okay.
I firmly believe that. And
I could see some of that.
You can tell too, the way they're playing this year compared to last year in Brad's system is completely different.
Yeah.
Like it's not as
say
it's not as textbook.
Yeah, I don't know if textbook and maybe organized are the same thing that we're talking about, but like there are definitely a couple times where they're running a play and you'll see two guys run to the same defender, and someone will be left open and people will just be like, oh, that was me.
So I don't think it's so much of a set system, it's more so playing like you do on the court.
Yeah.
Like, all right, if y'all think you got it, do this and the third. But what are we, 2 and 3?
2 and 3,
yeah, we're 2 and 3 right now, so the experiment isn't looking great.
Yeah.
Like if you guys want all the reins, all the control, you guys want to say like,
step up.
Yeah, we got this. We can take care of this. You gotta show.
You can't just let everyone think they know what they're doing, because they don't.
Right.
That's the reason the coach is there.
And at some point, I do think Ime has to reel it back in before it gets too late, and then his job is put on the line. Because if we're like 5 and 20 at some point, now he's in the hot seat. You know what I mean? It's not about the players. It's the coach.
It's the first season, so I don't think his job will be on the line drastically or too much. But if we ended up 5 and 20 to start the season, you'd be crazy if the Celtics didn't pull off any trade moves, move any of these players, some of these players in or out. Like if we started the season 5 and 20, we're making moves.
Oh, 5 and 20, that's a fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's already like a giant hill to climb.
I think if we don't sit there as a top 3 seed, I'll be generous, top 4. We might make some moves before the playoffs come through, like during the trade deadline.
I can see that. See that. Our division is actually pretty tough.
It is.
So I think if we came out as even just as the 3rd seed, I think that says something about how we're playing. Like we have to be better than the Nets.
Bucks type of.
No, the Nets in our division. If we're better than the Nets and the Knicks
and the Raptors.
And Raptors, I can see us being like even with, if not better than them. At least that's what I would expect.
We should be better than the Knicks. I don't understand why we're not better.
I was going to give the Knicks the benefit of the doubt. I was giving the 76ers. I thought we might be better than them this season.
No, with the Sixers, barring what happens with Ben Simmons, if they're able to make a move for Ben Simmons, then
they could turn their season around.
Right. Okay. But at the moment, without him, then yes, I believe we're still better than Philly.
Okay.
We should be better than the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are better than us at all.
All right.
Brooklyn, that's another story. The Bucks, that's another story. So aside from the Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, every other team, even the Miami Heat, the Miami Heat are a sleeper team, but we're on par with Miami. We should, like, say if that was a playoff matchup, we should be on par with them. They should take them 7 games and go either way type of shit.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
Brooklyn and the Bucks, those are that's the standard.
Yeah.
That's the standard we need to sort of reach. So if we can reach that, or we can compare to that, then we're a championship contender.
For sure.
What do you guys think about the next games? We're taking on the Wizards again, and then we got the Bulls, and then we got the Magic.
The Wizards will be a good game just because it's right. Like, we just lost to them in a close game.
So we got a little rematch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A nice little rematch, hoping for some payback, hopefully.
I agree.
So that'll
I feel
be.
like we'll win this time just because, like.
It's a bounce back game.
Yeah, we just gotta fix up what we did last game.
We gotta win.
Yeah, that's the good thing is we literally know them. We know what they might be running. So this time around, hopefully we'll have some better luck. And then who did you say was after that?
For the Bulls.
The Bulls. Ooh,
The Bulls are looking kind of nice.
they are, man. I think at the Bulls they're 4-0, right?
Yeah, the Bulls are undefeated right now.
Yeah, so shout out to them because they came like just random pieces just coming together.
Yeah.
But somehow it's working, and I love it.
The Bulls haven't been nice in a minute.
It's another fun team to watch.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And then we got the Magic after.
Magic.
That should be a dub.
That should be a dub. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Although
I don't even know who's in the Magic, so.
Yeah, there were.
Suggs.
Is Mo Bamba? No.
Mo Bamba's still there.
He's still there, yeah.
Wendell Carter Jr.
Was it the preseason? I think they were giving us a little bit of trouble.
They were actually.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Jalen Suggs he's not a bad player.
I'm not gonna say it's an easy dub the way we're playing right now.
Yeah.
I gotta feel out these next two games, but if we can play well these next two games, I think Orlando should be a dub.
Yeah, we gotta see how we do against the Bulls and not get too tired against for the.
Surprisingly, well, not surprising. Our toughest matchup should be the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I think that next game against Washington might be a sneaky.
It would be a nice game, honestly.
Yeah.
It's gonna look
If it goes down to the wire again, I'll be kind of annoyed, but it is what it is.
Yeah, because it's like you were saying, Hugo. Not every other game can go into OT. At some point, we just have to
straight up
win.
dub.
You have to either win or lose. Like,
Yeah.
Go to OT because then, like.
Aside from the fact that we gotta play better and not have to go into OT, but our players won't be able to keep up. You know.
Right.
Actually, I want to scratch that win or lose. Fuck losing. So it's win or win.
Just do it!
Hugo just mentioned it. There shouldn't be a reason why we go through the season and not finish a game where, we beat a squad by 8, we beat a squad by 15, where it's decisive, where it's like, shit, we ain't gonna do this.
It's not all like
teeter-totter.
Yeah.
coming back games, like.
Right.
So what is your final record for these next 3 games, Hugo? What's your record? What do you think?
Honestly, I think we might come out with a dub from Chicago.
Okay, that's a bold prediction, but I love it. So what do you
I
think?
got a feeling we might come back winning all 3.
So you're calling 3-0?
3-0.
Heard it here first.
So we're gonna
3-0.
be what? 3 and no, we're gonna be what?
We'd be 5-3.
5-2.
5-3.
5-3.
5-3.
So not bad. All right. So Hugo's calling 3-0. I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't like the way we're playing. I think we're gonna keep free falling just a little bit more before the wake up call gets real. So I'm afraid to say it. I think I don't think we'll beat the Bulls, and I don't think we'll beat. Who was our last game? Orlando.
Magic, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna beat Orlando. So I'm calling 1 and 2. I think we'll beat the Wizards, and that's just off payback. So I'm calling 1 and 2. And how about you, Marvin? What's your final prediction on the coming games?
I'm gonna go with you. I think 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we might actually finish up.
Why do you think that? Just because you think we'll step up?
Yeah.
You think that wake up call will come a little sooner than what I'm predicting?
Yeah, I think that loss against Washington was definitely a message.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna wake up if we win in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Like all cards on the table, we could lose again.
Right.
But I feel like we're gonna win. So when we win,
It'll carry that momentum.
yeah, we'll be like, all right, we
feel
win.
that.
We gotta win
I
against
feel
the
I
Bulls.
can see that. And if you beat the Bulls, you're like, damn, we just beat the Bulls. Just
Yeah.
first team to beat them. So going into
Smack
Orlando.
We also
Okay.
have a habit of playing up and down to our opponent's expectations or levels.
Exactly.
Like we'll come up against the Warriors, bring that neck to neck, and then go up against fucking.
I actually think Udoka actually said that after the game, or maybe this morning, but he was like, we have to start respecting the opponent before the game begins.
Right.
Something along those lines.
I know what he means. Like
Yeah.
Because the team can step up the same way we step up to a bigger team. A small team can step up to us.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. in every
he's
sport.
pretty much saying that the same way y'all are hyped to play Brooklyn, be hyped to play Orlando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Don't take that as a vacation.
Exactly, that's where they fall.
Yep. But yeah, all right. So we got 2 3-0s, and unfortunately, I'm gonna be that guy. Like I said, I think we're gonna free fall just a little bit longer, but I'm calling 1 and 2. Catch us back on the next podcast to see how we did that following week, and then as always, we'll preview the week after that.
All right, I think it's time we switch over to a strain of the day. We got Banana Runts, brought to you by Rugged Roots. They're out in Lewiston, Maine. Before I start giving them a shout out, give ourselves a shout out. Follow us on Instagram, The GreenTeamers Podcast. Follow us on YouTube as well, The GreenTeamers Podcast. We got about 2 or 3 uploads on YouTube, so we're getting things rolling there. Be sure to follow us on both platforms. Like I said, we got the Banana Runts. It's a hybrid. Not a bad smoker, honestly. It smells pretty good.
Transitioning into that, we're gonna do the 4 critiques. We do the looks, smell, taste, and overall high. The taste and overall high we'll do now, just because those were the 2 joints we smoked. It was the 2 joints we smoked while talking about the Celtics. So Hugo, I'll ask you first. What did you think about the taste and the overall high on a scale out of 5?
Taste, I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
I didn't really taste any banana.
Okay, that's a fair critique, I suppose.
But overall high, I'm a solid fucking 8 out of 10.
8 on a scale out of 5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5, I mean, out of 10.
He's definitely feeling it.
Out of 5, what would you rate it?
Definitely 4.
4 out of 5.
Solid.
That's 8 out of. That's 8 out of 10.
Yeah. shout out your high school math teacher.
Right.
I'll do a little bit better on the taste. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. I do agree, nothing too crazy. I didn't get any banana. Well, we're gonna do the smell after. Yeah. I'll give the taste just a 3 out of 5. I didn't get that banana or Runts overpowering taste, but the overall high, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it definitely got me nice. I definitely feel the hybrid effects of it. I think it's a little bit more sativa leaning. Yeah. But that's just me. How about you, Marvin?
Taste wise, I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah, pretty smooth. Overall highness, I'll give it a 4. Yeah, a solid 4 out of 5.
Solid 4 out of 5?
I think
you gave it a 4 out of 5, right? Yeah.
4 out of 5 too. 8 out of 10, bro.
Yeah. 4 out of 5. Well, we're gonna go out of 10. I'll say 7.5 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Maybe we'll start doing the rating out of 10. That way, there's a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like 5 is just.
Yeah, like a 2 is where it's too close.
Yeah, smell, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in terms of smell. It's nothing too crazy, but it does smell pitchy. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna enjoy the smell. Look wise, it's got what you want. It's got the orange hairs. You see the trichomes. It looks you shine some light on that motherfucker. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I like that. So what was your ratings?
Looks, I'll give it a 3.5. Smell, I'll give it a
3.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it, honestly, I like this bud. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 on both smell and looks.
I feel that.
What do you think, Hugo?
I can definitely smell Runts, like
the candy.
Yeah, like to me, like it smells like candy. Looks wise, it looks alright. So I'd give it 3.8 out of 5.
3.8.
3.8
out of 5 for looks.
For looks.
Okay.
Smell wise, I'd give it 4.
Smell 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
All right, not bad. Overall, we give it somewhere around like a 3.5 out of 5. Just
an
overall out of the
like
4.
It smells like it's good bud. You know what I mean?
Like you ain't gonna be disappointed if someone hands you that bag.
Right.
I feel that.
Like.
All right, so we won't do the math. We'll just say out of the 4 critiques, we'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for the overall just rating.
Yeah. We finished that strain. Let me get started on our second strain of the day. Shout out to Green Star Herbals in Maynard.
What are they called?
Green Star Herbals.
Green Star Herbals?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Green Star Herbals.
they're pretty solid. For their ace, their lowest goes for about 30, 35.
Really?
So that's before tax. So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's comparing it to street prices, it's really not that bad.
Gotcha. And now that you say that, if it's $30 to $35 for the eighth, if if you're a medical patient, you don't pay tax, and 30 to 35 for an eighth is actually
what you're paying.
Yeah, that's
normally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, now they like everybody knows, if you shop at dispensaries, they do come in tiers. So the $30-$35 tier is the first tier.
Gotcha.
So that's usually
is first tier the bottom or is first tier
first
the
tier.
top?
First tier is the bottom.
So like fifth tier would be the highest.
The highest.
Level. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's where you're paying $60 for an eighth.
Gotcha.
You're smoking on some Zaza. But this is some first tier shit. We're smoking on some Skunk Hero. It's a sativa as well. It's pretty good. It gets you. It's not the type of sativa that'll get you your brain just fucking running and feeling all anxious and shit.
When I hear skunk, I think of Pepe Le Pew.
Right? Oh, that's the first thing that comes to mind too.
I think it will be canceled so fast.
When I think of
Think
skunk,
about it, bro.
when I think of skunk, for some reason I think of like purple skunk.
Like some steak.
Yeah.
You can rate the smell now. What do y'all think of the smell?
The smell is definitely earthy.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5.
You think it smells better than? You think it's more pungent than the?
No, I think this is more pungent, and
I like it. It's more
Stinky,
no. This is more sweet.
sweet, more earthy.
I think this smells more like banana runs
This
than
smells like
that smells
outdoor
like a
though.
skunky smell.
Is there a difference between outdoor?
Outdoor and indoor?
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
look wise.
Yeah,
There is, yeah, you can tell the difference.
absolutely, yeah.
So what's this? Like what? This is indoor still?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it's coming from a dispensary,
it's
most
indoors.
likely.
All indoors.
Well, not necessarily, but out here I would assume.
Yeah,
so.
because I feel like California definitely have acres.
The white runs has a more pungent smell to it. I will agree. But look wise,
Almost more discreet.
yeah. This looks like fucking.
That's probably because it's the low end.
Yeah, it looks like pine trees, like just straight up pine trees.
What's the THC percentage on that?
We're talking 16.4.
Ah, see, yeah, it's like when you get like a 20.
Do you know how much the white runs, the banana runs are?
No, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sometimes you don't really have to go too much based on that. But when you start going into the upper tiers, that really does play a difference.
Yeah,
Because
for
the
sure.
amount of THC compared to CBD is like boom.
And the terpene. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shit, I learned that shit. That's what really makes you high.
The terpenes?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
why
that's something-
getting into the sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off,
no,
but
you're good.
getting into like the dabs and the oils and
Yep.
stuff like that.
You're
Those are
talking-
more like specific and like concentrated terpenes.
Right.
That's why that's
On top of
those
that,
concentrates get you so high.
here's the thing though. When you compare the two, the concentrates, you'll get more THC out of that because it's just so much stronger. The buds, you'll only get 25, 30, 35%. And that's pretty much the max you're going to get out of it. So the concentrates, the tinctures, all that kind of stuff, it's pure THC. So it's a win all day.
Yeah, yeah.
It kills me to see those
I promise Marvin does not have corona.
Nah, it's the fall season. out
big
here.
ass rigs,
It's
and they
the
do that
fucking-
big ass dab, dude.
What's
Like
up?
this long dabs.
Oh.
3 foot dab.
Oh, like it's just stretched out like a
Yeah.
worm. Yeah, and he just like tips it in there. Yeah, I've
So,
seen
like,
that.
why, bro?
Yeah, it is wild because I feel like after 2 dabs, you're very high. That whole strand or that whole tapeworm of dab is like 4 or 5 dabs. Like you don't need that. Like
You don't.
after the first 2 dabs worth,
You're good.
You're good.
Yeah,
At that
it's like,
point, it
yeah.
sounds like you're just trying to get higher, and you might as well
Like-
go try something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're always
that's
pushing
it.
the limit as human beings.
Always.
That's what we do. But when it comes to weed,
That's how we
You'll
find
go-
out about overdose or
You'll
further
go-
drugs.
worst
Alright,
case
we can't go past
scenario,
this.
you'll go to sleep when it comes to smoking. Like,
Right.
You can test your tolerance all you want. You'll get higher and higher, but once you reach that point, you'll just
Exactly. You just be too tired to
Yeah.
do it. You just be like, yo.
And I think at some point, everybody has that kind of hump over the hill where, like, you know, when you first start smoking, you just say dumb shit, you laugh at everything.
Yeah.
But now that we've been
Understand.
smoking for so long and we have a tolerance that's kind of like I'm saying, we got over that hill, and now it just helps us like
steady.
relax and chill, or you know, whether it's a sativa or indica. But
at times you do find yourself still being goofy though.
oh yeah, absolutely. I was
If you take a
dying
break-
laughing last night. I forget at what, but
I was gonna. I see it. I have for me more so with edibles.
what the
That
next
goof-
level high.
Like-
Yeah,
giddy
that,
high?
that giddy goofiness that comes
Okay.
out of the edibles.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see
Nice. I
that.
haven't had that in years.
Yeah, edibles I don't fuck with on the regular,
Mhm.
but when I do, I'm like, yo, I want to do everything right now.
I miss that shit, bro. Where everything is
Yep.
fucking
Yeah.
fun.
But bringing up your point, Hugo, about taking a break, I think I took like a 2-month break, just completely
Colder.
cold turkey and the entire time did not take one puff. I come back to it, bro, and I didn't really find myself getting high, like higher or high like I used to. Like I honestly thought it would bring me pretty close back to my high school days when we first started smoking, but it didn't really feel like that. I still just mellowed out like I described that we're doing now.
It's crazy. I
think it's more mental for us now.
It is more mental. I was gonna say I can go a week without smoking, go back to it, and to your point, it doesn't feel like high school, but I will get dumb high. I will say that. Like I'll sit there and be like, damn.
Oh, just 1 week?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
If I go a week cold turkey and I go back to it, that might be because of my tolerance or some shit.
I think for me, I just get like really in my head
when
I
you
get
come
that
back
baked.
to it.
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like that pressure noise.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm not.
Everything's just pressuring. You're just like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've definitely felt that.
I'm not a chatty person, in general. So when I do smoke, I'm a little more locked in and just like in my own head.
That definitely happens to me.
But when I don't smoke, I do find myself being more sociable. Like when I smoke weed, I'm not as sociable. It takes a lot to get that out of me. When I'm sober, I'm more get up and get to it. Like, all right, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do that. With for weed, I'll kick back a little.
I think for me, that's kind of what dictates when I'll smoke before doing something. Like if I'm going to my girl's friends, a party for one of her friends, like I probably won't smoke so that I can still socialize and not, like you said, be in my head. Just not even because I want to be antisocial, but just because I'm literally just high in my head.
Right.
So I don't smoke before something like that. But like if we're coming here to film, me and Hugo can smoke a joint on the way here. Yeah.
Chilling. It's a different vibe.
The high always depends on the vibe.
Yeah. What you're about to do.
Because I got like dumb high in Brazil with shit weed. But I was with my boy that I haven't seen in like 4 years.
Oh, okay,
so moved back. So I was like,
we'll make this work.
At the time, we were just like loving everything. We were just joking back and forth about old times. Just
rolling in Fonto?
Just doing dumb shit, not paper.
Oh, shit.
And it's like we smoke mids, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Worse than mids or something.
So if we'll take it back to kind of the high school era, but if $20 could get you a gram, what could $20 get you in Brazil?
Are we talking Brazilian money or dollars? Like
like $20. $20. How much could you get in Brazil?
Could get a lot of the bad shit, or about the same amount in alright shit and like good shit.
Okay, so a gram of some good shit.
Like you'd actually get nugs.
Gotcha.
And they call it shrimp over there.
Shrimp.
Yeah, because it looks like shrimp. Like when you take out the little nugs out of the bottom.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a little shrimp. Yeah.
Okay.
So they call it shrimp. Because other than that, like you get the little mids that like came from God knows where.
Right.
Okay. So you won't get an ounce for $20.
You could do.
An ounce?
The conversion rate now it's 5, almost 6.
$6.
So you have 100 reais, and 100 reals is you get a lot because they have like a tier. It's like.
Okay, so that's
so
serious. It's
200 Rios is $20.
100
Rios is $20.
Yeah. Right now.
Okay. So
okay. I think that's kind of like you could still find $100 ounce out here, but you know it's gonna be crappy.
Right.
So maybe that's kind of the same thing in Brazil.
It all depends who you know and how much money you have.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean that's anywhere, man.
Oh, it's hella illegal in Brazil.
Hella illegal.
That's crazy because I'd be sitting there
because of how it was presented. Because they came in small little blocks and literally looks like drugs. And then
even
you
if
see
you grow
all
it
that
out there. Even if you're growing it out there.
No, if you're growing it's probably different. Because you probably have your actual nug. I'm explaining how the drug system works in Brazil on camera.
So we'll cut it at.
They got Vice. Vice can do it. Shit.
Vice, man. Do you guys normally watch Vice?
I fell off.
Keep up with us?
I fell off of Vice because they're too their hands in their pocket.
Gotcha. I like some of their just random documentaries, like just I think I saw one about the sewer people of Las Vegas or something like that. And it's just homeless. Like there's
seen that,
there's like an underground tunnel system.
I beat that.
But yeah, just the random documentaries like that. That's why I like Vice.
Back in the day, Vice used to be the go-to for the weed videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Really breaking videos. Now
the action Bronson
crucial.
Yeah.
He in there.
I get now that you say that. I guess you're right. At some point, Vice definitely.
Became too corporate.
Yeah, I was gonna say censored, but definitely felt like just more amateurish in the sense that it's just like an independent director, not someone like you said, corporate.
Yeah, you got a big company behind it. Well, let me reel things back a little bit. Bring it back to the bud. We'll give you a review taste-wise and overall high. If I were to just give a quick off, we've been talking for a good like 15 minutes now, right?
Yeah.
That just got me pretty good. Like I'm not.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
There's a difference. Like I'm not indica high. It's that sativa high where I'm not anxious or anything, but my mind is coming up with ideas. It's coming up with thoughts. Like I'm going. Like
Gotcha.
I like that, and it sort of offsets the hybrid feeling. The hybrid feeling got me high, but I was feeling like that lag. Now I'm sort of up again.
Gotcha.
So I think it sort of elevated the hybrid in a way. Overall high, I'll definitely say 3.5, and taste wise, I'll give it a 3.5 as well.
So you said overall high and the taste.
Yeah.
I think as always we have to mention there is a piece of fronto leaf in here.
Disclaimer.
So it is technically like a.
That didn't seem to affect the taste for me.
No.
You don't think so?
I think it always does for me, but I think I'm gonna go with a 3 for both for the overall. No, sorry, for the taste.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with a 4, and I'm giving it a 4 because you always gotta add the head rush.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a 3 for taste, but a 4 for overall high. It's definitely nice.
I have to agree with Marvin. I definitely like the taste. So I'm gonna give that I'll give that a 4.
Taste is a 4.
Overall high, I'm 3.5.
3.5.
Just because I'm used to the Fonto, so it just brought me back to that level.
So both buds actually matched up pretty good.
Yeah, I think they both got 3.5, right?
Yeah. Which is surprising for the price. So that's not bad. Y'all should definitely check that out.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to both. Where'd you get this from?
Green Star Herbals.
Green Star. So shout out Green Star Edibles. Shout out Green Star Herbals. Shout out Rugged Roots. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, comment. We're bringing out new content.
YouTube.
Check out the new studio. We're still bringing new pieces in. Definitely follow us on YouTube. Follow us on the Instagram page. We'll plug ourselves one more time again. Thank you guys. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.